Alright. We're gonna draw this one. And I have my charcoals here. So I'm basically just going to show you guys how I paint a portrait. Not paint, I mean draw a portrait using charcoal. I'm just trying to find the one I'm using. So I'm using General's Charcoal 2B Medium. Alright? Okay, cool. Hopefully this time my recording can be good. Anyway, I should start. Yes. So, when you look at this picture, you have to see like where you want the head to be placed, like where you want the picture to be placed. Like for me, I kind of want his head here actually. And this is basically his forehead here and probably his chin, I think. I'm not sure. This is how I usually start portraits. And then here on the side of his face, see where it's slanted, like about maybe 30, 45, 40 degrees. That's slanted this way. And then here is his other face, this other side. Cool. So we kind of have like a basic size of his head, right? Now, when you're looking at this photo, I'm not sure if you guys can see it. I'll put it on the screen if you guys can't see it. Now when you're looking at this photo, I really like his angle. Like you're looking at him from the back, right? So basically, what is his shape of his head? That's his face. It's like a triangle, which is pretty interesting. So here you have a slant upwards or downwards, right? Like here, they slanted this way, and then downwards here. Basically, this is his face shape. Alright, from here, you have a basic face shape. How are you going to, like, what's the next step? Cool. Just add a little bit detail. Like, for example, you're just refining the shape of where his forehead might be. I'm saying might because I don't know where his forehead is going to be. And I'm also not even sure if after I finish this, it's going to look like him or not. But it's okay. We're not photocopy machines. We're just like practicing, right? Just think of each practice as you're just moving your hand. You're just getting some practice in. It doesn't have to be 100% like the reference photo because you're not a camera, right? So it's fine. Right now, I'm just kind of measuring where his eye is. His eye and nose, just basically the middle part of his face. Right, it should be around here. His face. Really, really lightly. Cool. After that, let me see his nose. Kind of want to have a pinpoint where his eyes and nose meet, like right in the middle. Maybe I want it to be here, and then his face, I go down like that. So I'm still drawing the basic outline of his face. And when you measure, when you want to put something down, kind of want to draw, always look at the relationship between other places. Like for example, I'm about to put his eyebrow down. Where is his eyebrow? His right eyebrow, as in my right. Where is his right eyebrow? Like what's the distance between the right eyebrow and like, I don't know, the nose, right? And also, is it like lifting upwards or is it downwards, or like where is the direction going? So in this case, it's lifting upwards. Like that. Right? Now we want to kind of locate the bottom of his nose. Where is his nose going to be? Maybe here. Maybe. Will it be too big? I think so, yeah. A little bit here. And then when you draw the nose, when you kind of locate the nose, also measure where is it relatively. So if you want to locate his shoulder might be like around his nostrils, right? But his bottom of the nose might be in the middle of his shoulder. So kind of just note that as well. Yeah. So I'm just gonna also draw the direction of his nose. He has a pretty sharp nose, like that. Direction of his nostrils. No details. This is not really detailed. It's just straight lines. Just think of everything as straight lines. And his mouth is probably here, I think. Yep. Okay. So we kind of have these large placements blocked in. Now we can refine it even more. So next step might be, just hopping a little bit around everywhere. Ears, and I think his forehead is a little bit too big. His forehead might be here. And round. And then when I'm drawing the ear is facing upwards, which is good. Cool. Also, when you're drawing the hairline, keep in mind like where the hairline and his eyebrow, like the distance between it. I know you're not gonna get it, or even me, I'm not gonna get it 100% correct, but it's okay. Alright? We're just doing a quick sketch, quick 20-minute, 30-minute sketch. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece. Yes, before I always think of everything I draw, it needs to be a masterpiece. It needs to have some meaning or whatever, but honestly, it doesn't happen that way. Okay, let me see where his nose is at. It doesn't happen that way, unfortunately. And his shoulder is like slanting here. Okay, I forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, so yeah, not all the drawings is masterpieces. Like, mostly it's just garbage that people don't even see. Here, I'm just hinting his mouth. Mouths are really, really hard to draw, to be honest. Mouth and nose, I find. And just a little bit here. We don't really see his chin, to be honest, because it's blocked by his collar. Okay, we have this. Nice. Then kind of just put a little bit more details in his hair. Still, straight lines. And I think the benefit of the sketchbook that I'm using is it's so coarse. The paper, it's not even smooth, so you can't really draw any details. Right, this is what we have right now, which is awesome. Now we're still gonna refine it. Refining it as in like looking at the shape of his forehead. Right now my forehead's a little bit outwards, but his forehead's kind of inwards, right? So I'm just gonna refine that a little bit. His eyebrows is forward, like there's a, yeah. And then his eyes is a little bit synced in. And then we can kind of color in his eyebrow here. And his nose, right? So his nose is also really synced in. He has a really strong nose. which is good. Cupid's, is this called Cupid's bow? Yes, Cupid's bow. And then eyes. This is in the shadow, so you don't really need to worry about it. So for shading, there's tons of ways to shade, to be honest. But I think back when I was drawing, I kind of get lost in the shading and then it just looks weird. Sometimes there's crisscross, sometimes here. You don't really know, even me, I don't really know yet like what direction to go. So I think the most simple way to practice is just go one direction, to be honest. Just one direction, really simple, it's not overwhelming, but you can still achieve the values that you want to achieve, right? Okay, cool, awesome. So the left part of his face is a little bit dark, so we just kind of color that in. You can't really see his eyes, to be honest. You can hint it, but there's not a lot of stuff that's going on. I mean, we're not drawing super detailed, so it's fine. Like that. His eye is just a black blob now. Okay, anyway. So, eyebrows, we got it. Now his other eye. Eyes are pretty tricky, I find, but eyes they have a lot of landmarks, as in you have the tip, both the tip of the eye, so you can kind of mark it down. So for example, his outer eye corner is a little bit higher than his inner eye corner, so you already have that landmark. And right now you just kind of, I think my eye is way too big. Yes, it's way too big. And then where does the eye dip? The lowest part of the eye, I guess. Wait, where does it dip? Where does it curve? I try to find that part. Okay. I'm still gonna leave the page a little bit smaller, because usually for drawing, especially for values or even painting, you squint a lot to find the bigger shapes. So if you zoom in the picture way too much, you only see the details, you don't see the bigger shapes, you don't see the overall feeling of it. Yeah, I'm just gonna color in the eyes. Usually eye whites are not really white, to be honest. They're not as white as you think. Yeah, I think I kind of like this. Just gonna add a little bit shade here. So in this picture, there's not a lot of light going on, which is fine. I think it's just like a pretty soft light around his nose here, and then his mouth. His mouth is a little bit dark. Alright, so my camera was out of battery. Had to stop for a bit. But anyway, as I was saying, just kind of refining the eyes. Like, this part is like pretty dark. And then his eyebrow part, this part is pretty dark. But I can only go so dark with this pencil because I'm gonna rip the paper if I continue to shade. Okay. It doesn't really look like him, but it's okay. yeah, so I think the basic shading is cool. Now I'll just have to add, using a charcoal stick, I sharpened it, some more detail here, and then mine looks kind of worried. I don't know why. Like this character. Okay, this looks more angry. And just open the nose. I think. Ah! I think the mouth is kind of too dark. Okay, it's fine. Ah. Well, you know, sometimes if I actually drew it like in the way that I wanted, I'm more surprised than anyone. I finish a drawing and then I'm like, whoa, this actually looks like this person, and I have no idea like how it will turn out sometimes. Yeah. And this one's already blend. Okay, I need a sharper one for the hair strands. Here we have one coming down, one here, individual ones, his ear, this one's a little bit darker. Cool. Now we can, I'm just switching to another one that's a little bit dull, not as sharp, so I don't have to sharpen that many charcoals. But here it's his jacket. There's some light areas even in this black jacket, so just keep a note of that. Like that. I think we're kind of done. Just refining the shapes a little bit. And then just writing today's date, which is the 29th of June, 2024. Yeah, so this concludes the quick portrait sketch. It's probably just 20 minutes, to be honest. Yeah, thanks for watching.